All right, it is currently 6:05 p.m. and this is just to punctuate what you're witnessing, which are the demon possessed. I want to be clear. I want you to make sure not only I understand, I'm clear, I'm certain that you will understand with regard to what is not the natural environment, but I want to understand, I want you to hone in on understanding and witnessing the demon possessed. And it was indeed Jung Pak, who is stalking in the path under a light source, which is not possibly the sun, anticipating the fact that I'm going to step out of my office and capture that video, which is, again, she's the entity, so did LAPD. They're monitoring on the venue of the internet in violation of Title 18, 22618, subsections 1 and 2. So this demon that's engaged in ceaseless group stalking and monitoring, and this is another one, just stalking in the path, that's a demon, okay? They're under all light source. His shadow is monitoring, okay? And I want to be clear, he's engaging in surveillance focused on what I'm doing. Jung Pak walks out of her apartment and she's maintaining presence in the path. So is LAPD. All they did was audibly fly over while I'm capturing video, and they want me to stop talking about and giving you the information that I'm speaking of. While you're looking at demons under the age, all of them are monitoring, knowing what I'm looking at on my phone, and they engage in this ongoing thing. I've never seen such idiocy in my life. They're literally engaging in, and this is because they have not been prosecuted for this federal crime before. They're engaging in the criminal act on camera. They're literally doing that, and they did it with minor children. And that's going to be very sorely regretted in federal court. But at 6:03 p.m. In September of 2021, which is during daylight savings time, which is how you know these are demons that live here at Alvarado Gardens, not only the light activity that you see behind that underage minion, I want to be clear, demon possession is not limited to the age of majority. And since this third-party group stalker, including Susana Martinez, it's clearly putting these underage third parties in the way of what is documentation. They want it to be exposed. They want to engage in the criminal act. I want to be clear, justice is not going to stop because you are under the age of majority. This is demonic activity first. Secondly, you're understanding that it's actually criminal because the government is engaging in what is keeping you under surveillance, doing it in the highly malicious way, which is the demonic imitation of an environment. There is no sun that's going to be seen hovering in alignment to me, aiming any sunlight underneath and into the entryway of the Ovid Family Community Library at 215 East C Street in Ontario, California, the same venue where you saw the demons of the Ontario Police Department assembled around me, creating a fake narrative for purposes of harassment because they were literally hostile to my documentation of them stalking me day and night in helicopter and me naming them specifically. The entity was present at that same venue at 10:30 in the morning, 10:27, 10:29, and I juxtaposed that with what you saw yesterday while the light source was over me here at 10:30 in the morning, and that's how you know that that's a kidnapping. Those were all demons affiliated with the Los Angeles, affiliated with the Ontario Police Department, and these are demons that are here under a light source that's hovering over building 1802, creating light activity, which is the demonic act of crossing path in that environment, and that's how you're monitoring. All right, and everybody here is going to federal prison, and this is the recognition of the demon possessed. All right, that engage in, they just keep doing what they're doing, just like you saw Jung Pak of 1810 number 1. She just keeps on doing what she's doing, doesn't address you while her shadow's moving all across the wall. That's a demon. All right, they're keeping their back to you while they're stalking you, and Satan is keeping its third eye on you, okay, focused on you. And you know that because this is not possibly the sun. The demon possessed are surrounding you in an environment which is entirely malicious, one you're not paying attention to, and they're maintaining ongoing activity, and they're stalking you in helicopters. And then they create false narratives to obstruct justice because they're hostile to the fact that you're exposing them. That's the P.O.C. And I want to be clear, while you are in venues such as Starbucks, they have just the same amount of hostility. That's exactly what you've witnessed while I've documented the pattern of conduct. That same demon possession, it is not a respecter of persons. It doesn't change because of the logo. It doesn't change because you like their frappuccinos. I'm letting you know about what's going on, and the light source is also remaining at Starbucks. It is not the natural environment. None of that is sunlight that's occurring inside of these Starbucks venues where I've shown you the P.O.C. is underway, where the entity is group stalking by the demon-possessed law enforcement agencies. And you are understanding now, as I'm using Ovid Family Community Library at 6:03 p.m., I'm going to upload that video because the entity is maintaining a light source there, and then you're looking at what's here. You're looking at this impossible light activity on the side of a dumpster, only because you're looking at the light source and because sunlight doesn't ricochet off of objects at a distance and manifest any light on surfaces. That's for demons that are pacing all around you, just like Marina Davila and Carmen Careto. All right, demons in plain sight. The entity is going to learn to stop doing that. They're doing it now, but they're going to learn to stop doing it. California is going to be put on the map. The Los Angeles Police Department and all of the aforementioned police departments, they're going to be disbanded. And you're going to understand why, because terrorism is not tolerated in the United States. psychologically torturing American citizens because you are of some demented and dark oppression that someone else is not, because you cannot control them. That is something that is intolerable by the government. There are laws here that there are laws here that do not provide for the government's ability to place you under surveillance or terrorize you. And nor can they do it through the people of the state. And I want to be clear, while the government is doing that, it is speaking to their condition. The government is riddled with demon-infected people. And there are many professions that are going to be cleansed of this oppression. They're going to be cleansed. They're going to be removed. All right, and this prosecution is the precipice of that. So I want to be clear. I want to make sure that you witness it. Those are demons walking into your light. You're looking, when you saw those underage in my previous video, they're walking, those underage minions associated with Susanna Martinez. They're walking in the parking lot, and you look in the background. I took screens. The demon possessed that's not limited to the age of majority, and they're walking, and you're behind them. Okay, that's the pattern of conduct. That's a psychopath that's concentrating on something else, and they're actually concentrating on you. And what you're going to concentrate on, the federal government, is the light source that's at the Ovid Family Community Library at 215 East C Street, and then you see the psychopath and you see the demon possessed, because that's the reality. And they're also in an environment while they're outwardly conducting themselves like, oh, I'm so consumed and doing something else, and I'm working out and I'm exercising, while the entity is stalking in helicopter all day and night, flying in circles over the apartment buildings. And that's understanding the demon possessed. That's recognizing them, and they're going to be shipped out of this country, those that aren't even natural born citizens. It is currently 6:12 p.m., and this is P.O.C.